And what's going on, everyone? My name's Dom. This is Complete Circuit Podcast episode 29. As you know, I got my good friend Joe here.
How's it going?
And we have, which one of you two do I want to start with first? Of course, we're going to start with Aaron. Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Manny. Go yourself. Now, welcome back, Manny. How are you? Hold on. Gotta do that. Aha. Aha.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Glad to see you back. Man, I'm not going to lie. The shows have been awesome having you on. You really fill that hole nicely.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
I still think we should get someone else.
Who do you have in mind, Joey? I swear to God, if you say what I think you're... Okay.
Jeff Bezos.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
No, I was thinking about Elton John.
Elton John.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyone with
Elton
millions.
John.
Or billions.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we have started. We have a show. Joey said the word, and we're going to go get into the news. So, Aaron, you got some stories for us? Where are we starting?
So we're going to start where most people's minds have been recently, on GameStop stocks.
And what about GameStop?
Well, I don't really have enough information to start this story.
Well, Manny,
if someone else wants to.
You've been watching this.
Yeah, so GameStop's being shorted by some hedge funds. Essentially, there's these hedge funds that shorted the stock over 140%, which is more than the stocks exist. So they're like way over. Mm-hmm. So someone last year, some user on Wall Street, on the Wall Street's Bets subreddit, noticed this, and eventually over time started gaining, more people started seeing the same thing, and everyone saw it as an opportunity to buy a bunch of GameStop stock because it was like under $10, maybe like
it's $4.
It was $4, yeah.
And yeah, and now we're here, you know.
Yeah,
it's at $400 and something dollars, correct?
Mm-hmm. It was like $440 at the end of the day yesterday, or something.
Hold on,
crazy.
I have that pulled up.
Look at that.
So if someone bought it at $4, I don't know stock market. So if someone bought it at $4 a share, mm-hmm. and it shot up to $440, mm-hmm. how much did they make?
So there's a guy last September, July. He bought $50,000 worth of shares. However many that was, I don't know the price.
Okay.
But yesterday he was at 50 million off of 50K.
Yeah.
So he really came up.
If you bought $4, so let's say you spent $4,000, you bought 1,000 shares. Mm. And then let's say this morning you go ahead and you're making your coffee and you wake up and you look at the GameStop and it says now it's $330 a share. Well, now you have $330,000 minus 20% if you were to sell it because capital gains taxes and yeah.
So when are we going to put our company in the stock market?
Well, Joey, that requires income.
And if we want to be publicly traded.
So for income, that means what, Dom? Subscribe.
We need, yes. Joey's right. For once, yes, this is good. Subscribe. We need the subscribers. We need the viewers.
That was a good plug.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe once we get big enough, you can be like GameStop's largest shareholders and earn over $2 billion.
There you go. Invest early.
That was another good plug.
Yeah.
It was. What would what's that thing called? The symbol, the stock market symbol. So ours would be like CTC. like SNY for Sony. Like the different characters they use for the
ticker.
Yeah, for the ticker. I think that's called the symbol, or it's called their symbol or something like that. So it would be CTC. That'd be cool, or CTCOP, depending on how you do it.
So, Manny, going back to what you were talking about, though. So, the hedge funds, so what you're saying, if I'm understanding correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to stock markets at all. Are the hedge funds, it could have gone up more, right?
It could go up more.
No, I know it could, but I'm saying is because of the hedge funds, what they've been doing, has it stunted the growth?
Yeah, so they're losing a lot of money. They're like probably over $1 billion. I know one of the hedge funds borrowed another $2 billion recently to cover their butts, and now it's everyone just waiting because when you short, you have to, you know what shorting is?
I am lost. So no, my question was okay. So my question was that with the hedge funds, were they making GameStop stocks not rise like it should be?
Yeah, so they were shorting the stock, so they make money when the stock goes down.
Yeah.
So when the stock was at $3, they were like making money, and they got a little bit too greedy because they should have like probably pulled out a little bit earlier. But so now that so when you short, you're borrowing shares from somebody else to sell, and then you buy them at a lower price, and like you're obligated to eventually sell. That's the biggest thing. No, you're obligated to buy. Sorry, like confusing myself right now. So what everyone's waiting for right now is those hedge funds that shorted the stock. In order to cover their butts, they need to buy the GameStop stock.
See, it's
Can
hard.
GameStop
Yeah, it
go
is super
after the hedge funds? Because isn't that because they're kind of cheating GameStop though?
Yeah, no, they are.
So
But this
isn't
is like
that illegal?
payback though. I don't know. I'm
Wouldn't
not
that
sure.
be a legal issue?
I don't know if it's illegal. It's definitely.
Because that just sounds like that sounds like a legal issue.
Well, it's kind of like some of the issues they have with Bitcoin, where they do this artificial inflation stuff. So that subreddit he's talking about, and there's a bunch of other little groups that go out, and they can effectively mess with stuff in such a way where they can make the value of certain things, even like Bitcoin and digital, like cryptocurrency stocks, anything like that that's like publicly traded and bought and sold, where they can mess with it to increase or decrease the value. So in essence, they were like. Hedge funds were borrowing a bunch of stocks. People noticed they started buying the stuff. The price went up because other people were buying it, and now those people are obligated to buy it back.
Yeah.
And then there is this other issue with this Robinhood company, which is this whole other thing. I think we have that story because that leads into this whole thing. And I saw some YouTube videos today of people who are pissed at the Robinhood thing. So,
I mean, the stock market right now is in a bubble. It's a bubble.
It's
Of course, yeah.
yeah.
It's a big bubble, and my fear is with these hedge funds, it's going to be a repeat of '06.
I don't think so.
Now,
No,
even though
yeah.
'06 was just that was the mortgage,
Yeah, that was the
side.
housing crisis.
right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if this bubble that's going and what the hedge funds are doing can cause another crash.
I mean, I don't know.
They've been doing hedge
Like-
fund stuff for a long time.
No, I know they have. But I'm saying the way they're doing things now, and again, they probably have done this in the past, but the dramatic way of how things are, I wouldn't be surprised to be another crash. And then, granted, we're completing the circuit, not completing the stocks, but
Well, yeah,
I'm
I
just
want to
saying,
complete some stocks. You get up in there.
I would like our company on the stock market.
Okay, well then get us some income.
Subscribe. Plug.
So it's I don't know necessarily the crash is what's interesting about this whole thing is the power of the internet is getting like more and more out of hand. I don't know who's familiar with this story, but it always reminds me of did anybody hear about that Shia LaBeouf thing a long time ago when he put up a flag, like the
Yeah.
anti-Trump thing, and then people set up a live stream and it was this flag and he put it out somewhere, people found it, they took it down. So he went to the middle of some random ass desert and people used the movement of the stars to figure out where it was. And then sure enough, they went and they took it down. It's one of those things where like the collective power of the internet is becoming one of those things where there's little groups that do this kind of stuff. Cause you see this happen all the time. There it is again. I knew I had the swear queued up and I'm like, don't do it. And then it came out the other barrel. And so I'm wondering, like my biggest fear is I don't want to see the internet get like regulated because you already have the people that like with the net neutrality stuff and all this other stuff like that. Like this is just one of those things where these groups can do kind of anything if they just sit and kind of fester long enough.
Scary, dude. Because I remember when the Boston Marathon bombing happened, they like doxed a guy and like Reddit. I remember being on Reddit at the time. It was Reddit. They were like, "It's this guy for sure, 100%. It's this guy. This guy in this photo right here. This is the bomber. I saw him buy the garbage, but whatever. It wasn't him, you know."
Oh my god!
But like it got so many upvotes because like Reddit thought they did some. So it's like that guy's life is probably ruined. He got like, reported to the FBI.
I mean,
and,
what's
you know,
the
all that
difference
stuff.
between that
Wow.
and then some white woman or white person saying some black guy stole something like that woman, that girl?
in the forest?
No. Did you hear about that one girl? And she's actually, it's funny. Shout out to Leon Lush, by the way. Leon Lush is one of my favorite YouTubers. Anyways, he did a story about this one girl who tackled a black kid, saying that he stole her cell phone. He never had the phone. Well, she got the cops involved, of course, and all this. And what I'm saying is what's the difference between Reddit or internet to everyday life for, unfortunately, colored people, Mexicans? It doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Because you can get the white woman, or it's easier to get the white woman than a bunch of
White
randos.
person. I shouldn't say white woman. That's
aforementioned individual of
Yes.
the human persuasion.
yes.
That individual, yes, it'd be easier to catch them, but you have thousands, potentially tens of millions, and those are the only people that are letting themselves be known. You don't know who else. So you could be sitting there reading a Reddit and never, ever, ever typing a single word and gathering information. Like, it's amazing the things that you can do with like, it's just the way
Is
that
that Wikipedia on steroids?
the internet in and of itself.
Oh, we're talking about the internet.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things because it's so big and it's so just unregulated that it's, there can be anything going on anywhere.
And I made this mistake because I want to fix this. This was actually a Puerto Rican girl. 22.
So
23-year-old Puerto Rican girl.
who supposedly stole the wallet.
No, who accused this
Who,
black kid.
okay, abused said the you know
You
what?
can say that because you're...
I can say whatever the hell I want to say, but I'm not going to say. Okay,
Anyways.
yeah, we're gonna. This is going.
Next.
This is going dark. Aaron just put a marker down.
well, yeah. Why?
Not sure.
We're gonna have to review this footage later and see if it's if it's appropriate. No, I think we're okay with the race stuff. I mean, it's real, like it's related, and all this stuff at the end of the day is related to.
I mean, the internet does a lot. You see a lot of that stuff with the race thing. I mean, look at the Capitol riots.
Well, remember that story I told you a long time ago about that Microsoft bot? So Microsoft made like their own like Watson type thing.
Oh,
Yeah, and somebody accidentally let it loose on Twitter, and then the next day they went to go talk to it. Hey, how are you doing, Mr. Computer? And then it just started saying like racial, like awful, like anti-Jew, like just severely terrible things. And that was just an algorithm reading Twitter.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just, unfortunately, it shows the human race is a horrible race, and we need to be extinguished.
Okay, that's getting a little doomsday, but
Bring on the aliens. I'm ready. 2021.
you know what? There's more little alien stories here and there.
Yeah,
that
I
it's
keep
know.
only
coming up.
January
I
too.
know.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
It's only January.
Like it's just started.
The UFOs are coming.
There was
I think they're afraid though. We're not gonna get aliens. They're just like this planet sucks.
I mean, to go off on a tangent, you guys see that like Iran's like space, one of like the space top. He was like the ex NASA chief, or like not NASA, but like like equivalent in Iran or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's like telling people all this stuff, how there's like a galactic federation of like aliens and stuff. Like the U.S. is in contact with them and all this stuff. And this is like a government official, like an ex like top government official who would have clearance to this information.
and he's going out saying this stuff.
Yeah, I think he's full of but what's it called? But I learned from the best. But
Independence Day all over again.
yeah, no, I mean it's just funny. It's just weird,
There's that one guy from he had that story from the 80s a long time ago. I can't remember what his name is. He was on a Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about how, they found this, the government found this craft, and it had a propulsion system, and it was super classified, and this was decades ago, and they couldn't figure out how to get this thing to work. So they got this guy who's a propulsions expert to come in, and he saw this thing, and they did tests, and he has maintained that story consistently for 30 years. And he said it's not like Area 51 it's some site somewhere that had this craft. It has a propulsion system that doesn't make any sense. They brought in the propulsion expert. Basically, the reason they canned him and they turned this whole thing off is because they had his phones tapped. They found out that his wife was banging her yoga instructor, which is like a total cliche. And because of that, they thought that his family life might become unstable, and so they let him off the thing, and it's become this whole thing.
Just because you're doing yoga positions does not mean you're banging.
No, they were banging hard.
All I know is I'm waiting for that door to open and the FBI and the government to show up and be like, "Hey guys,
I have anti-government things all built into this podcast.
We are the best.
All the phones are not on Wi-Fi. This thing ain't linked.
Our Wi-Fi is
Nothing.
Why
the
would
best.
they show up here?
This is the greatest Wi-Fi
Because-
They're not that special.
ever.
Because Edward Snowden.
My router is the best.
My router is a pretty beefy
is
router,
Ever
although-
gonna beat it?
Netgear did release a new router that is beating my router.
Manny is the best Manny there ever was and there ever will be.
Wait. What's the name of the handy Manny?
yeah.
The other
What about him?
that sounds like a
What
porn
about 'em?
site."
No, it's just
The
Handy
little
man.
guy who's
Yeah.
like the opposite of Dora the Explorer.
yeah. It's just
He's
Joe.
a laborer. He's a laborer. Next story, please.
Okay, so this leads the first story somehow that we went into that whole alien/Mexicans thing leads into this, which is a class action lawsuit was filed against the Robinhood app. The Robinhood app is a way for the little guy to do trading of stocks and what have you, and they do not protect hedge funds. Well, guess what? That's because they went off and stopped the purchasing of those stocks. You can sell them, but you can't buy them, which basically goes against their whole like corporate philosophy. And people are livid. Like you would think Cyberpunk got released all over again, but now there's hundreds of billions of dollars on the line rather than just a few hundred mil.
So the two big hedge funds that keep on coming up with this GameStop stuff is Melvin Capital and Citron.
Citron?
Yeah, so apparently
Sounds like a vodka.
this is just like
I thought it was
stuff
like gas
I've read
price.
online with no proof whatsoever, but apparently Robinhood, like they do a lot of business with Citron.
Okay.
So that's probably that's the conspiracy right now where they're saying that's like, hey, you got to stop
Right.
it for the little people, but
Right. Right. It's a front. And you know what? People tell me about those apps like the what's that one? Acorns, I think it is. You have Acorns, you got Robinhood, and I just can't get behind thinking that like these apps somehow have a gimmick to like get the better of the people who do this stuff for a living. Like these apps are not smarter than
No, so the way I saw it explained online, and again, this is me just talking out of my butt.
No, you could say ass. Ass is fine.
Ass, okay.
Ass is on the approved list. Ass.
So they're saying that like the reason why Robinhood is free is because they sell like the data to these like hedge funds, and they kind of use how the people are trading. That's how they make their trades. They use our information to make their trades.
So they pump that data into an algorithm that can make trades.
Probably false, right? I don't want to get in trouble, but
Fake news.
that's what I've seen online. People say.
News.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Anything they say, the basic philosophy is if you're not paying for a service, then like you are the product, like,
Right.
And YouTube, all of them. YouTube, YouTube is YouTube basically. Although I don't think YouTube sells data. I think they just funnel that stuff into their own algorithm to increase their ad penetration. Whereas Facebook does the same. I don't know what the hell I'm talking
All I
about.
want to know is in Handy Manny, is there a Home Depot?
Dude, he's just trying to provide for his family, please.
I just want to know if there was a Home Depot. That's all I want to know.
There's a hardware store, I'm pretty sure. There's a hardware store.
Is it Ace?
I have the episode title. Oh yeah, no, I do. Oh, quick little side note. Again, little surprise on you guys, but okay. So Aaron, could you just open up a blank tab here? So if you're watching us on YouTube, Aaron made this wonderful completing the circuit Google Chrome theme. So we are in the process currently. We're not ready yet, but we are building up our website and stuff like that. There's gonna be fancy things and stuff like that. And at some point, I'm not going to make any promises as to when, but at some point soon, after recording of this, we're going to load up this theme on the website, and we will put the URL somewhere in the description of this podcast episode, and you can go get this if you're interested in having a nice, colorful, completing the circuit, Chrome theme.
Do they get this for free?
Absolutely.
Can I get a completing the circuit Hello Kitty?
Ew.
Technically.
Can we make
But-
custom Hello Kitties for...
I mean, if you
Sure.
find the right person, you can make custom anything.
Ew.
Yeah, custom
Ew.
anything.
Why is that gross?
Because I just get gross visuals whenever people say things. It's just my nature now.
Oh, I was picturing
Dumb.
like a stuffed Hello Kitty wearing a CTC shirt. Not sure where your head went with that.
Let's just we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, so if you're interested in a cool kind of way to early rep the brand without having to buy merch yet, that's the way to do it.
Or if you
And it's
like merch,
colorful.
please let us know.
And if your friends ask you where you got that dope ass theme from, you tell them where you got it from. And if they don't ask you, you say, "Hey, I got this dope ass theme from these guys." So you just put it in their face and tell them anyway.
You know how there's a dark mode?
Yes.
Is there a completing circuit mode?
Hell yeah, there needs to be.
This is it.
No. I'm talking about everywhere you go is just our colors.
I think that's called a pride parade. I mean, at the end of the day. But the reason, Manny, check this out. Okay, so we made these logos. We made all these graphics and stuff like that. And I don't know what brought us to the colors. But after it was all said and done, we came up with everything. I was like, you know what? This works out. Because if you look at a processor die, when you go like this, it has all the colors. So the colors are just like a processor die. And if you look at our intro, it's got the circuit thing on there.
I didn't know that. That's very cool.
Right? Isn't it cool?
That is very cool.
So it all works out.
If you're colorblind, you don't see that. And yeah.
You know what? No, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go for this one. Okay, so yes, we have corrupt politician. Okay, hold on. I got a microphone thing going on here. Aaron, you want to?
We have corrupt politicians.
Careful, you're about to hit the table.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
We have bad stock markets.
We got bad stock. You know what? Just
we have a person that doesn't know how to use a microphone.
it like just totally just sagged on me. What the hell's going on?
You have to fix the
I know, but it keeps coming off there. You just go on to the next door. I'll deal with this. I got this.
Yeah, well, when we hear you fiddling around with it,
Just,
It's tiny bit distracting.
okay, it's we'll just
Yeah,
there we go.
you good?
maybe you shouldn't touch it.
Done
There we
playing
go.
with your toy?
I am done. There we go. Boom.
It's great.
Okay, perfect.
So
So, I wanted you to see this one. Tesla came out with a new model, the Model S. And the reason why this is fun is because
It looks like Knight Rider. Is that The Witcher 3?
it is The Witcher 3.
No.
yeah,
Fudge.
it's all about Tessa.
It apparently can play them. Where did this information go?
I hate you, Elon Musk.
I love Elon Musk.
It has
Shut up, Tom.
10 teraflops of processing performance for gaming
Jesus Christ.
in the Tesla arcade.
I mean, that's impressive. That is impressive. It's in a car.
It can play Cyberpunk. And actually, after Elon Musk tweeted that the new Tesla can play Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk actually saw an increase. Was it in sales? Where did this information go?
Tessa.
Well,
An increase
Well,
in...
well, you find that. I saw that 0
Stocks.
to 60 time. Oh, an
It
increase in
increased by
stocks.
19%,
That seems like an
which is the highest since June of 2015.
Wait, of Tesla or of CD Projekt?
CD Projects.
Holy crap. Well, I mean, yeah, that they showed The Witcher and Cyberpunk. Maybe they like did a deal with them. Like, hey, can you just, give... Because it seems very, very specific to promo both The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
What about Grand Theft Auto? I feel like that would be a better plug to make because, like, you're in a car
That's not a good idea to
while
play.
you're in a car.
You shouldn't play Grand Theft
You
Auto
shouldn't.
while you're driving.
You shouldn't be playing any video games while you're driving.
Oh no, anything else is fine. The car drives
It
itself.
just says focus on driving.
I don't know why I have to focus on driving when the car drives itself.
The steering wheel would throw me off.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
I saw yesterday on the Cars subreddit.
Can you play in the back seat?
Yeah, there's a screen back there you can play on it. I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Amazing.
Can you go back here?
There is a screen in the back
What's
seat.
the resolution of that screen?
Look at that, Dom.
2200.
There's
by
a screen in the
1300.
back seat that you can play
Wow.
games
Manny,
on.
That's
go ahead and
fine.
we'll just go ahead and just nuke Joey's microphone
know?
there for a little bit, and we'll just go ahead and just zero him out right there.
There's a-
no, don't actually do it.
There's a game. There's a screen in the
Yeah,
back.
I see. There's a screen in the back. I didn't swear. I didn't
Do
swear.
you see how that is? That's really nice.
Yes, it is.
And it's very, very nice so that you can play games.
Shut.
Can you do that in your car?
We could have,
Yes.
We could.
You can.
What's
Yes.
it called? We
How?
could have.
There's screens in the back now.
Boys.
Okay.
So that's a mount.
0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds.
That's faster than your car.
It's faster than any car.
No.
Besides, like Formula One racers, yes.
See? Sounds
That's
faster.
actually the standard. There was a whole thing. Manny, you ever seen Engineering Explained with that Jason guy?
Nope.
Okay, so he has a YouTube channel. He does a bunch of like maths and car and stuff like. I just said, did I say maths? Okay, he does a bunch of math and car stuff, and he did this whole formula about how the 2 second 0 to 60 is like the like basically impossible for a standard car because like friction and like a bunch of other stuff like that. And so when Elon Musk came out with that Roadster, that could do a sub 2 second. Like it was just like, how the hell did they do that? Da, 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 da. So that's kind of a big deal because a sub 2 second 0 to 60 is incredible. It's literally goes and you're 60 miles an hour.
I don't like that.
I love that.
I'd cry.
Oh, I would mess with Aaron and Joey. It would be, well, I don't know if I don't think it would do 2 seconds with you.
First of all,
I think you would freak out.
You think you can mess with me?
I think you would freak out.
Driving. The only thing that, first of all, Dom can't drive.
I can drive just fine.
Brake.
I can brake just fine.
His braking's absolutely horrible.
I can brake just fine.
You get stomach aches.
Are you?
That's not the first time I've heard that. It's not the first time I've heard that. You get a stomach ache when I drive?
Dude, remember the last time we went to Wisconsin? On our way back, what happened? I got sick from you.
You remember that we're doing a podcast?
Yeah, I know, but that's a serious thing. Okay, we'll talk about that after the show. What was your thing?
Are you gonna buy this car?
No,
I am.
Why wouldn't you?
Honestly,
Other than the price of it being $112,000.
honestly, I think, and this is just, it sounds crazy. What I'm about to say sounds crazy, and a lot of people might say, well, that's because you like this, you like that, or you're elitist, stuff like that. I honestly think his days, the Tesla, like the whole Tesla market, him specifically, his days are numbered. Because these other manufacturers have been doing this stuff for a lot longer. Like, I get it. They're cool. They're very showboaty. But he releases like a new version of a car every 5 years. These manufacturers have the ability to do that too, but of multiple different cars. And if they standardize their charging, they have the money and the infrastructure to completely and just utterly, like, they can make them cheaper, faster, and get more models out to accommodate more people. And while, yes, playing Cyberpunk in your car is cool, 99.9% of people who buy cars do not care. And so that's R&D that went into something that has nothing to do with anything else. So you can go ahead and have, and it seems like it has a good battery range. It was like 390 miles an hour, or 390 miles per thing.
50 miles while you're playing games, though.
Yeah, 20 if you're playing Cyberpunk. And 1,000 horsepower, all that stuff is great. But you're going to start to see like Ford and all them coming up like 500.
You have a kid playing in the back seat, but then like you're like driving, and then you get a notification on the dash like, "Hey, brakes disabled." Like all the power's going to the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I swore. Yeah. My bad.
I don't agree with what Tom just said. Because I feel like Tesla is like Apple.
They are.
And the way that they release an upgrade, like you said, 5 years, and other manufacturers can do more and more. But the problem is that when Tesla does it, it's right.
No, it's not.
Most of the time.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay, we're not going to argue.
It's not. He didn't. The first line of Model 3s that came out had parts that fell off in the rain. It's not right. Numerous manufacturing problems, numerous production problems, delayed launches. It's not right. He can have some cool stuff, but I'm sorry, a car that farts is not a practical use of R&D time. Like, yes, it's flashy and it's cool stuff, and he's an incredible showman. And he has all the qualities of like great marketing, because he does. Going up, and I'm one of the people that think that Cybertruck, that truck, when he hit it with the sledgehammer, he made that thing break on purpose. I think I genuinely think he did that, make that window so it would shatter when he hit it with that on purpose, because what happened? It flooded the media. Haha, look at this. But now all these people know about the Cybertruck. And I think that his what's it called though? The semis, those self-driving semis, I think those are brilliant. But those are just to the point. Like, they're not doing like farting in Witcher 3.
Just wait till Ford when they release the Ford F-150 electric, that's gonna like fly off the shelves. Mm-hmm. The only other issue though is like infrastructure isn't really there. I mean, for us,
right?
For our location, like there isn't. I'd have to go to like Meyer to charge, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like stores.
And that's what. And unfortunately, I thought that Volkswagen was going to. I thought Volkswagen was actually going to do a better job with like them moving like the Porsche line and stuff with the Taycan and all that stuff like that, but they're just not like, nobody is really making that huge investment that Elon Musk did. And in that regard, he absolutely, I'll give him that. He did that right too. He just said, put these damn chargers everywhere because people are going to see them and it's going to build up the thing. But we haven't seen, like, it's obviously a very lucrative market, but we have not seen Mercedes. We have not seen Ford. We have not seen Nissan. We have not seen Toyota like really attack this market yet. And these are people that have been doing this stuff for a long time. So I'm curious as to why. And my thought is because they're sitting back and they're trying to build something that gives you that 500, 600, 700, 800 miles, but that you can charge in 20 minutes. Because sitting there waiting, and 12 hours with the thing plugged into your home is not a practical charge time for most people. Like, yes, your day-to-day, like daily driver person, 9 to 5, that'll work just fine. But what about the rest of the market? This is for, anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Ooh, quiet. Nothing? No one? Anything?
I don't know enough about cars to be able to come at you.
I'll say this. This car looks a hell of a lot cooler than the last Model S. I love the elements of the design that he put on the bottom that make it look a little more exotic. And I've always liked the headlights too and the taillights. I always thought they were really cool. But
yeah. Their logo is sexy too. Yeah,
it's a cool logo. Like, there's a lot of cool things about it. But and the big ass screen is definitely, well, in the original Model S, that big ass screen was always a huge, like, whoa, what's going on here? That steering wheel is weird though. It's like Knight Rider.
Yeah, it's futuristic, and it's funny because that steering wheel is kind of like something that you would see in a video game.
Yeah. Right. So you'd see it in Cyberpunk. You can play
video games with your video game steering wheel.
Oh, I wonder if like you do a racing game.
You can already do that.
No, I doubt that.
But you can already do that in this car?
I'm pretty sure they have like games like that.
In the current
90% sure they already have the Tesla arcade that you mentioned. You mentioned just now.
Yeah, but isn't it like weak sauce games?
Yeah, but like it's like a mobile game, but you can just still steer it with, like, you could steer a car with like a video game car with the steering wheel in the actual car. I'm like 90% sure.
Well, that's
so
cool.
You're driving while you're driving.
Now when you're
why
driving,
not just drive?
But you could really test your driving skills then. That would be cool.
It's like, that is, I don't know if that would be considered meta or not. If you're playing a racing game while you're driving, you're just like, instead of driving your actual car, you're driving a virtual car at the same time.
I mean, I guess it's kind of meta. It's not referring to its, I don't know.
That's one of those weird ones.
I mean,
one thing I noticed is that there's no like windshield. Maybe I'm just like way too poor or whatever, but there's no like windshield wiper, like lever, or like turn signal lever.
You do it all with the balls
in
the steering wheel.
Disgusting, dude. That is disgusting. I don't want that. I don't like how they're like moving towards like touch interface. I want knobs. I want like buttons,
I do think certain things, because you are driving now, the argument is it's self-driving, so you don't have to worry about that. The argument is that while you are driving, because there is a joy to driving for some people, knowing where a button physically is so you don't take your eyes off the road. I prefer my climate controls not touch. Give me everything else touch. I don't care. Give me radio and all that stuff like that. Volume needs a knob.
Volume needs a knob for sure.
You need
temperature
a knob.
For sure too.
Yeah. But otherwise, I would say, like make everything else a screen, and being able to play a video game. I mean, I guess like I'd rather see that horsepower, like all that GPU horsepower being used for some other new like driving, tech. But I mean, I guess if you want to, slay demons.
Well, maybe it's,
I'm down.
I don't know much about this car, but maybe this car is more so like geared towards, not brochures. What are they called? Chauffeurs?
Oh, like chauffeurs, limos, yeah.
Yeah, so they drive their person to where they need to go, and then while they sit in the car and wait on them to get done doing what they're doing, they can sit there and play The Witcher 3 while they charge the car.
You know what? That does give you something to do while you're charging. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. But that in and of itself is the problem. You need something to do while you're sitting,
Yeah.
It's a catch-22. I've seen some cool concepts for like a pad that they install into your garage, and when your car goes over it, like inductively passes power to it.
Yeah, that's sexy.
But again, that's the same kind of problem of, for anybody who, your 9 to 5 person, put in the garage and it chills. Sure, it works just fine. But as of right now, nothing is as convenient as going to a gas station, filling up for 5 minutes, then you're good.
Yeah. No, I definitely can't get behind the electric cars just yet, because whenever I go see my family, I drive 720 miles, and electric cars wouldn't make that. And I don't want to sit there. It's already like, depending on traffic, it can be an 11-hour drive.
Right.
So I don't want to sit there and wait for an hour, 4 hours, whatever, to charge my car so that I can continue driving.
Right. And if you do have a breakdown of some kind, not to say, and they are incredibly reliable, like that all day long, maintenance wise, but do you have to, it's not that you have to, I don't exactly know how it works. I remember hearing like you basically more or less are forced to take it to like a Tesla dealership, because it's, you're not going to a Jiffy Lube.
It's like how Apple does it.
It's like how Apple does it. And I am curious to see how, so I honestly have no idea what Apple would do for their car. I have no idea if they would spend an astronomical amount of money to match Elon's infrastructure because they have the cash. I mean, they made Apple Maps.
They went with I don't know if you guys saw. Maybe this is a story I should have brought, but Apple apparently partnered with Kia or Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Mm-hmm.
They did. They partnered with, which I was just a teeny bit surprised about. I would have expected if they were going to go Eastern like Toyota.
Hyundai team.
I think it's because they could probably make the most margins off of that, and I think Hyundai has a good line of electric cars already. They have like 4 or 5 cars that do it.
Let me see, because
I'm
I
pretty
actually
sure.
I haven't really been.
I might be wrong. Actually, I should probably Google this.
Since I haven't been driving all that much, I honestly don't know about any like new car stuff. But we'll go ahead and let's while we're looking that up. Let's what do we have next? Do they really have a bunch of electric cars? Hold on a second.
Might be thinking of Kia, so I might be like totally wrong.
It's no,
Well,
Hyundai is owned or Kia is owned by
Yeah.
Hyundai.
They have plug-in hybrids, and electric and fuel.
Let's see. I mean, if it probably is a margin thing, at the end of the day, they probably went out to everyone.
My friend used to work at a Kia dealership, and they sold the Kia Niro. That was an electric one, and like they sold all these electric cars like a lot more than any other car, surprisingly. So
Interesting. I am honestly like my predictions were
Kona, yeah.
like I thought because they did that thing with BMW with the car key thing. I thought that was like,
Yeah.
reasonable to think, but then I was like, no, BMW doesn't have the manufacturing plants the way that Apple would want it. So my thought was Volkswagen or Toyota. Those were my two and I thought they were gonna go Toyota.
No, Toyota wouldn't do that, dude.
You don't think Toyota would do? Oh yeah, I guess Toyota.
They're like efficient when they make the cars. You know, they have like
yeah,
what is it called?
the in time manufacturing or whatever.
the line,
Yeah, that's called just in time manufacturing.
The assembly line?
Yeah,
assembly line. There you go.
they're the ones that started that. It's called just in time manufacturing. It like
And then
revolutionized.
knowing Apple, they're gonna be like, we need this, we need that.
Yeah.
It's gonna like mess up the whole flow, everything.
They
you know?
might have just said, they might have gone, we're not gonna do that. But I am surprised Volkswagen didn't, because that seems like something that Volkswagen would have. Volkswagen is like the biggest car manufacturer in the world. Like even after the whole diesel e-fuel whatever the hell thing, like they're still kicking. So I was a little surprised that. But again, we don't know what the background was of that deal. It would be interesting because probably has to do with margins. I'm wondering about it has to do with margins.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But okay. I mean, yeah, fun story, and we will. That car does look cool. I will say that.
It does.
I did see that on Twitter, and I was like, okay, I do like that. It looks a little more exotic. Definitely fun.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got next?
So, this happened at the end of last week, but it happened after last week's podcast, so we're going to cover it in this one.
Oh yeah.
All of that whole Xbox changing the live prices, they decided they weren't going to do that, and they said, we messed up today, and you were right to let us know. Connecting, blah, 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 blah. We failed. We decided not to change Xbox Live Gold pricing. And we're going to turn this moment into an opportunity to bring Xbox Live more in line with how we see the player at the center of their experience. Which is funny because a lot of people were tweeting about how Xbox obviously doesn't see what their players see. They're just looking at it from a business perspective. So they decided that for free-to-play games, you're no longer going to need an Xbox Live Gold membership to play those games on Xbox. And that change will happen in the upcoming months. And then new and existing members can continue to enjoy Xbox Live Gold for the same price they pay today. So $10 for 1 month in the US, $25 for 3, $40 for 6, and $60 for 12.
Well, okay, I guess I'll start. Microsoft's incredibly stupid trying to pull that right now with their current competition literally slaying them.
Not to mention COVID.
There is that too. And yeah, that angle did get brought up. We did talk about that earlier. Like people are now inside more than ever. So it's like, you have unemployed people. People are more inside. And then you're going to double the price of Xbox Live. And you know what? I agree with the people on Twitter that were saying this was a push for Game Pass. Like they were just trying to get people onto Game Pass.
Yeah.
Which is, no, don't do that. Like just stop trying to push that whole thing. Actually, you know what? I I have an idea now for a video that I want to do, because that they've been really pushing that, and I'm trying to figure out why. I haven't quite solved it yet.
Game Pass?
Yeah.
It's a great value, dude. Why?
Okay.
They have 18 million subscribers is what they recently said on Game Pass.
No, I'm sure they do. But they're trying to push people into it. Instead, if they're just going to do it, then just scrap Xbox Gold and then just make everybody who's a Gold subscriber go into Game Pass. Because there's no point of doubling the price of Gold, but keeping Game Pass the same. Like, if that's the strategy, that's the strategy. So I'm trying to figure out what their angle is here. And I know they say it's a great value, but games come in and out, right? Mm-hmm. And so, okay, let me ask a couple questions. Maybe I'm just ignorant of it. Because my understanding is, if you go ahead and let's say, so there's some games on Game Pass. You can download whatever you want. You put it on. And then that game, let's say, becomes unavailable later. Do you still have access to that game, even if you uninstall it from your drive?
I don't know. Probably not.
So therein lies, it's basically, it's just glorified renting, which I guess for most games,
no one else is doing it though.
I mean, GameFly was doing it for a while. They just didn't have access to an actual console to.
Right.
I know what you're saying.
Yes, you do.
Huh? You do have access to it?
It took me a minute to think. Well, yeah, because my Xbox.
Those are gold. You get gold. That's different, though. Those are gold games.
No, I know, but I presume it works the same way. As long as it's... Because when it comes to the Xbox Live Player... What the hell is it called? The Ultimate.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to that, you can only play that game as long as they're offering it. So it doesn't matter if you downloaded it or not. Once it's gone, you can't play it anymore.
Can we verify that?
It's in a previous podcast because we looked it up, but yes, I can verify that. I don't remember where I found it, though.
No. Unfortunately, the Xbox Games Pass only allows you to use the game while you are still subscribed to Game Pass or until the game is removed from Game Pass. Mm-hmm. So, no, you don't. So, I mean, it's effectively glorified, which I see the perks. I don't know, I can't quite figure it out. And it's, I've been quiet about the Game Pass thing, but I had somebody ask me on a comment the other day, as to why I didn't include it in a video I did. And it was like, at first it was, I kept knowing about it, but every time I dug into it, I was like, something that I just couldn't quite figure it out. In that particular case, I forgot to mention it, mainly because I forgot to mention it, but I also wanted to do more details for it when I did include it in the video. And then there's just something's just, I can't tell what it is. I'll shut up. I don't know.
No, you're totally fine. That makes me think, though,
something's weird about it.
All the times we've talked about, is this going to be Xbox's last console? Because, and I don't know if that's still a thought that people have, mm-hmm. but it was a thought that we were having 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, it would make total sense why they would want to up the prices of Game Pass, or not Game Pass, but Gold, to see if people are willing to pay more for Game Pass for like the mobile gaming and stuff if they moved in that route. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, I just can't quite put my, like the free games of the month. That's a great value because at the end of the day, they're just giving you the games. You can use them for as long as you maintain your subscription, which you would be maintaining anyway. So from a price to a price to benefit scenario, yeah, in most cases you would get to keep, like I still have PS3 games from when they first introduced PlayStation Plus, games with PlayStation Plus a long time ago, and then they had games with Gold and all stuff like that. But in this particular case, there's this weird like churning thing, and my first thought is, how are the developers getting paid? Like, where's the incentive for them? And I don't know. It's just one of those things I'm gonna have to keep doing research on because I want to get to the bottom of this because it seems something.
It's like Epic Game Store with the they gave away like Battlefront 2 last week.
They gave away Battlefront 2?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the Epic Game Store. They gave it away for free.
Wow.
And they released a report saying that I guess 19 million people claimed it.
Holy crap.
So I'm like, how much did EA get paid for that? You know?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe the strategy was let us release this for free, and then we'll pay you like this flat rate. So no matter how many get downloaded, it could be less or more, but we're going to give you this. And then in the process, I wonder how many people bought other stuff from the Epic Games Store. Like it always makes me wonder like what the internal strategy is whenever they make these moves like that. Because 19 million copies of a game That's a lot. That's
for free.
yeah. That's nah.
Free. They gave away GTA 5 too, so it's like it's insane. Like they're I don't
Wow.
know, like they're making that Fortnite money, but it's how are they like are they making money from the store?
No, it's
Yeah,
just Fortnite.
They make
Yeah, I
money.
mean, that's what it seems like.
Well,
at
a
this
lot of
point.
their income was from iOS people. I found out when during that whole Epic Games iOS thing. Like that was that
Wow.
was a decent chunk of revenue for them. Like overall, like I don't think a lot of the PC people are going and doing microtransactions as much as the iOS people are, but
Yeah, it's a lot easier on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
I would think. Plus, you have the younger generation.
yeah,
Playing.
exactly. And then just mom's credit card and just boom, rack up them. I don't know how Fortnite works exactly. I know it's like a bunch of people on a map. You shoot at people.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Last man.
I know there are different types of Fortnites. There's like Fortnite Battle Royale, and then some other Fortnite.
Save the World. That like
Save the
everybody
World.
forgot. That was the
Yeah.
original game.
Save the. Oh, I didn't even know. I thought it was always
It was
Battle
like
Royale.
it was like a zombie game.
Didn't they take that off recently? They like discontinued that or something.
I
There
don't
was
think
news
so.
about
I
it
think
like
they,
2
like,
months ago.
Reduced support for it, I think.
Oh, maybe
They
that's
put like
it.
probably like people working on that game on Battle Royale instead. Something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong too.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is all kind of a great segue to the new streaming service that has come out. It's not. Is it considered streaming? It's cloud gaming.
It's effectively
Yeah.
so yeah, more or less. There's two types of cloud gaming, from my understanding. There's a type where they stream the frames to you, so they do all the compute, and then the other variant is where your whatever device will do some of the compute, and then like AI character positions and stuff like that, advanced particle physics. They'll do computing on there and then send the calculations to your console. So that's, to my understanding, like Microsoft even has that, like with xCloud, like there's a weird blend between the two.
Yeah.
And this is called Enware,
Play and Wear.
Playanware.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be?
Which I don't know. You can only tell that because it's playandwear.com, but their logo definitely looks like it's just Enware. So I don't know what they're doing.
Why couldn't they put like they could have put like NE, like the letter E, or even like a knee, like KNEE, like kneeware, play kneeware.
Play Anywhere.
It's almost that, Anyway,
That's funny.
I don't know what do we know about this? Like what Manny, have you heard of this? Joey, have you heard of this?
So
No?
we don't know a whole lot. Right now the beta is out, but you have to get an invitation for the beta. So you can request an invitation if you want to. I'm assuming that they probably just sent invitations to people too. But I know that right now they have a download button for wherever it is. They have a download button for Windows, and then the phone gaming and stuff is still in development. And then they have the Steam catalog as well. So maybe it's just kind of like a way to... Can you play Steam games on mobile already? Or is
I
it
have
just on
no
PC?
idea.
They have a thing called, I think, Luna. I might be wrong.
That's Amazon.
That's Amazon.
Yeah.
It's not that. There's a third-party app on iOS called like Moonlight or something.
And
There's a way to do it to
Yeah.
remote play from your phone, but it's like
Okay.
not like official.
I know you can do it from
Okay,
Steam
okay.
client to Steam client. If you like on a Windows PC, you could stream it to whatever other stream client. That's how they're what the hell
Steam Link.
the Steam that whole thing. So I know it's possible. I mean, I will admit the streaming technology concept is starting to grow on me. I've been a big advocate for the remote play features of the PS5 because, like, it's just friggin' awesome. It's nice because you have access to, and I think what's making me a little more comfortable is because it's like it's my PS5 sitting there. I can tap into it whenever I want. But it's while it's not yet 4K, it is 60 frames. It is 1080. The bitrate is good. It's not like flawless, perfect. But I'm really impressed by the latency, and so just the idea of being able to just kind of tap into that whole platform at any time is nice. I do need to try it over the internet though and see how well it performs, not instead of local network.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So that's pretty much it on that one. Did we want to take a quick break before moving into the other ones? Or do we want to just finish it out?
Yeah, let's finish out because we only got a few more minutes before we close out the hour, so we might as well just finish it out.
Okay.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
So the next thing we have is Sony's new Xperia Pro has launched for $2,500.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a little insane. It is their first 5G phone in the US.
Yeah, that's a phone. What's the name of it again? The
Xperia.
The Xperia Pro. Okay, hold on. That's that thing's a phone. What's the article saying here?
So you can use the 5G connectivity for quick uploads or live stream footage. It's targeting like professional users for HDMI inputs to turn the device into an external camera monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with it being $2,500, it's not a phone that is like built for your average consumer,
mm-hmm.
unless you just really want it. It features a 6.5-inch OLED display with a ratio of 21:9. It is sub 4K resolution of 3840 by 1644.
No, I didn't actually swear.
Oh, okay. It has a 4,000 milliamp battery with a 12 megapixel wide telephoto and ultra wide cameras. It's also not very pretty, from my opinion.
No, it's a straight up pro phone. What is this whole attachment thing that they have? They have it attached to what appears to be a DSLR
Mm-hmm.
camera. Now,
So, have you seen MKBHD's video?
I
No.
saw
I was
little.
gonna send it to you.
I
too.
saw little bits of it. I saw little bits of it, and then I did a little bit of research. I didn't do like anything full, but I did see like the base concept, and so this has me very, very intrigued because this is hardcore Sony coming out, and this whole idea of attaching a DSLR, I like that.
Yeah.
Get the cameras out of the phone. If you want a camera, go get a thing.
Though I'm curious what the purpose is, because you can get external monitors for your DSLR that make... So one of the bigger purposes for an external monitor is just to be able to see the footage in a better resolution outside of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not entirely sure why you would want this for $2,500 when you can get an external monitor for much cheaper. Do you know, Manny?
I don't know any camera stuff, but I
Yeah.
watched the video, right? MKBHD, whatever his name is, right?
Yeah.
The way,
Marquez Brownlee.
yeah, the way he explained it made sense to me, who doesn't know all this stuff. You guys
Yeah.
probably know more than I do, but apparently it's $2,500. It's 4K OLED, and it comes with a dedicated app or whatever that makes it the viewfinder, and then from the app or something. So you have the HDMI into the camera, so it displays, and then you could also use it as a power bank to charge the camera from the phone.
Okay.
Interesting.
With the USB cable.
Okay.
Okay.
And then once you have the video or whatever, you have the photo, you can upload it to the
Oh, right to
internet.
the phone. Oh, right to the. Oh, I see.
Straight from, because because of the 5G and
Oh.
stuff. And then I guess it's like a really good value for what it is.
Yeah.
But he said it's like too buggy right now. the
Okay.
software,
Does it
so-
come with the camera or no?
No camera.
Okay. So that would have no. Regardless,
Think of it as a monitor before like a phone. I would
yeah,
say.
that's a little disappointing. My hope was that the image processing and stuff like that would have been done on the phone, and so that camera body there is just a way of getting a lens and then taking whatever data that the lens is kicking in, and then like you putting it in the. I mean, I guess you need visual information for the sensor. So fine, you put a sensor in the camera, but like remove all the internal parts and just have like a physical camera body with like swappable lenses, and then just send that data for image processing and what have you. All that processing stuff could be done on the phone. That would have been a really cool concept. At least for the sense of, because you see those people, they get like the iPhones, they get the attachment, and then it's like it's an iPhone, but they get one of those football lenses that they stick on there. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? Just get that lens costs $8,000. Just get a damn DSLR. What are you doing? But I mean, the look of the phone, I like the look of the phone. It's just straight to the point. Like,
It is.
this is a phone.
It's very professional.
Yeah, that's a pro phone.
And Sony's logo is always like really nice. I don't know why it is just like such a nice logo, but
It's because you saw it on every single TV in the 90s.
yeah.
And every single like receiver and every
And my
single
PlayStation,
and your PlayStation, which
maybe.
is this
Did
Sony
that
logo?
actually have the Sony logo on it? I don't think it does, actually. I don't know what I'm talking about.
PS1 on the lid, PS2 on the front by the power buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, it didn't. No, it had it on the. Wait, where was it on the PS2?
Under the eject button?
No, I think it was on the top of the console, like
I didn't have a
carved in
PS2.
the
Stamp.
The PS3 had it on. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna do some research. Yeah, they all of them have it on there somewhere. I don't even know where it is on the PS5. Where the hell is? Oh, it is on the PS5. It's in the corner on the white shell. It's,
Right. Yeah.
That's where it is. That's where it is. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, they're slick with it. It's a nice logo. Sony's phone game has always sucked though. Like they just always
Really?
struggled to get into the cell phone
I mean,
market.
they were doing the, what's it called? The fingerprint
Touch ID?
reader on the side for like way before everyone else.
Yeah.
And then they had the 4 screen colors, like all those like colors that iPhone has now. They had it like back in 2014.
Yeah.
Like they're I still have one of their phones for Android. One really good thing about Sony is that they use like stock Android.
Mm-hmm.
They're very minimal to with the bloatware or whatever. And then
That's awesome.
they actually gave you updates.
Oh,
like-
they sent you the updates?
Yeah,
Instead
for
of the
like
carrier?
3-4 years.
Oh,
They're the best
really?
at that from what I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Sony, I think their biggest issue is number one, marketing, and number two,
Yeah.
like, who the hell is this phone for? Like, I could see just your average Joe Schmo, they go into a T-Mobile, and they look at it and it's just like, okay, it's a Sony phone. Like, what makes it special? But it's one of those things where it's like you either know or you don't. And that's kind of with the exception of
Yeah.
PlayStation, like Sony televisions, they weren't so damn expensive. I'd be all Sony televisions. Sony televisions are incredible with the things that they do. But it costs like 3 times as much, and the Samsung panels look fantastic, and so do LG
Yeah.
panels. So it's a tough buy. It's a tough buy.
Yeah, that is pretty tough.
But I like that phone. That's a cool looking phone. That's a phone I would see Joey have it. Like that's just a straight up black phone.
It is. This phone can also stream 4K at 60 frames per second, by the way.
Stream it like over 5G.
So it looks like you could hook this phone up to your DSLR, use it to stream your
Right.
gameplay
Oh.
from
Marquez was saying,
DSLR.
sorry to interrupt, but Marquez was saying this is a good phone for like the football people who videotape or record live football. Or like
Oh
whatever.
yeah, if you're sitting there, you're a photographer.
Broadcasting or whatever. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That would be cool. You could take your picture, whatever, like a dude catching the ball, and then you could just instantly like upload it right then and there. So I bet you'll see a lot of news people.
Watch his video, man.
Okay, I'm gonna watch.
I'm repeating everything he's saying.
That's fine. All right, so we learned Manny rips off MKBHD. That's totally fine.
It's okay, I ripped off a few things that I said.
It happens. It happens. Okay, what do we have next?
So I think next is our last story, which is also Joey's story about boxing games.
Yeah, Joey has been very big into. He sends me links all the time about little boxing. Like he's been very excited. And apparently, there's this huge like sub community of people, and I didn't know until he sent me this, and I looked at the comments of people who are looking for like a new boxing game. And so he sent me this. So Joey, you wanna let people know what you found?
Yeah. So
Oh, goodness.
I found this game, boxing game. It's called what is this called? WBC. It looks like. Well, it's made by, I believe it's WBC Gaming. Basically, there was a clip that shows that it was about like creating your fighter. It wasn't anything like special. The only difference is that you have more control over how your fighter looks, so there's not much default or presets that you select. So you can customize it however you want.
Reminded me of Cyberpunk. Looked like you're making a Cyberpunk but boxer. That's what when you sent me the video. That's what it really reminded me of, because you can like pick like the chest hair and like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what that video was?
I sent it to you.
He did. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
To both of us?
Yeah.
When was this?
I sent it to you today.
Oh, in my unread text messages. Okay.
There was this cool, like it showed this other trailer too, because he sends this character customization thing, which is very detailed. And if you're big into boxing, I can see that being like a fun thing. And I can see, depending on how they do this, Like, because, okay, like, you know, it's super obvious, right? I love my fighting games and stuff like that. So if they can get very technical and allow people who really know a lot about boxing to be able to explore those things in a game like this, like a really like high tier level, on top of good graphics and stuff like that, because they were demonstrating this fancy footwork system. So like the idea of being able to specifically place your feet in an intuitive way to be able to execute stuff like that kind of stuff intrigues me. This is just a boxing game to be a boxing game, like I hate to say it, but like, you know, kind of thrown under the bus like EA. You know, there's no like real depth or polish. Then it's gonna be like, oh, okay, it's just two dudes hitting each other and there's some sweat. But it looks like these guys are trying to make something really, really high level.
Yeah, and these guys also have licenses for pro boxers. So you'll have Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. I believe your current ones. I'm guessing Anthony Joshua. I don't know if maybe Tyson Fury. And there's nothing that I've heard about Floyd Mayweather, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. But I just know for certain that the older boxers will be in there. I believe even Rocky Marciano. So, yeah, no, this is going to be really good.
Has Floyd Mayweather been in any boxing games?
Isn't he MMA?
No.
Is he boxing?
No, he's the dude who walks around with $1 million cash in a bag everywhere he goes.
The money team.
I believe an older boxing game he was in there, but nothing new. And then, I mean, besides, the last boxing game was Fight Night Champions.
Why did they stop making them?
No one knows.
They just stopped. Maybe it was a licensing thing or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be, but EA really missed the mark on that because everyone loved it. Everyone loved Fight Night. But no, this game looks like it's gonna be more realistic, more about like the movements.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see if I think actually Mike Tyson will be in this as well.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like these, and especially these kind of games, like Fight Nights and stuff like that, the MMA games, a lot of sports games, the more like the when you're really close up to the character, gives like the development company an opportunity to really like show like their graphics and their like, because you know when you're that close, you get to see like pores and all that other stuff, and you know like,
ew.
It's true. But you've seen that NBA 2K game. You see every single bald ass molecule on Michael Jordan's head. It's really freaky. It freaks me out. I have nightmares of just
kind of nice.
A stale faced Michael Jordan just looking at me like this.
But
He's going.
I mean, I will say the Fight Night Fight Night Champions still hold their graphics still holds up today. I mean, there you go.
No, it's a cool game. So, I mean, yeah, we'll, I mean, it's amazing to see how many people are, you know, interested in the boxing stuff. So, well, if that's our last story, all right, let's close it out.
It's the last one I have up.
Okay. Any last little bits, guys? Anything fun? No, nothing. Okay. Well, okay, guys. Well, that about concludes this one. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, review, as Joey said, subscribe, please. And definitely check us out on YouTube if you're in our listening audience. And yeah, let us know. Again, we're going to start eventually. Just be on the lookout. Subscribe to our Twitter at Completing the C. You can get all the information when we start to release it. We're just trying to figure out a plan here as far as how the hell we're going to do it all. It's just us, and we're just a bunch of assholes just sitting here in a room trying to make a thing. So we appreciate you guys watching, and as always, talk to you soon.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.